Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so this video I've been trying to make for about 4 or 5 days, maybe a little bit longer, probably about 4 days, I think. I couldn't really find the right song or the right vibe, so I'm just going to put it out there because I think it's really important for a lot of you. So it's something that I've been going through, and I had a gut feeling a lot of you guys are going through it too. So before I start this, I want to predicate it with this. It's okay. God understands. So what I'm going to share with you right now is going to shock you, and then right after that, it's probably going to match up with a very, very intense experience that you've been going through for a while. So I'm just going to spit it out. So you've been pissed off at God. You got mad at God. You cussed at God. You cursed God. You yelled at God. And believe it or not, you won't hear this from the church. God is a very, very compassionate being. God's a very, very understanding being. God understands what you're going through. And God is still right here supporting you. He's right there. He's crying for you. He's heartbroken for you. And He loves you with all of His heart. So it's okay. Trust me, God is not this megalomaniac, egomaniac that the church makes Him out to be. That you have to bow beneath Him and be this submissive being. No. All of that is a bunch of lies. God is not an egomaniac. God is a very expansive, loving being. See, if God wants us and expects us to be loving, to turn the other cheek, to be compassionate towards people who've hurt us, to pray for them, how much more do you think God is compassionate towards us? How much more powerful is His compassion? When I say greater, I mean actually expansively, massively larger than your love, than your compassion, than your understanding. Massively. See, I've been going through training for about 27 plus years now, not to mention the trainings before that. And it's all about compassion. I've been doing this healing work with someone for a long time. It is not easy work. It's when she does the energy healing on me, it expands me, it opens me up. It's like a complete surrender. And it's all for the purpose of developing compassion to the level of call it Christ. All I'm trying to say is where I'm at now compared to where I was 25 years ago is massive. Just a massive shift. Series of shifts. But let me tell you something. If I'm here at this level now, imagine where God's at. And this is what you're going through. You're going through the fire. God understands. It was designed to push you past and beyond your limits. So if you're going to sit there and think that you're just going to control your emotions and you're going to react perfectly to the whole idea is to throw all of that control out the window, because you're going to finally realize you don't have control in this situation. It's the art of letting go of control, and that's when you begin to tap into this power. So in the last 5 days or so, I've received 2 very, very intense messages. One of them is from Zippy, whom I asked you to pray for in the last video or the video before that. He has a very hard time walking. He used to walk for his job every day. I think it was 11 miles or 14 miles. Can't walk anymore. He's struggling. Okay. So, and he's a young guy. I think he's around 30, 34, something like that. So here's what he wrote. I'm just walking slowly. I notice my walking is good after coming up the stairs, as if the legs learn to lift, but it's temporary as there isn't a lot of room to walk. He goes on to say, I'm just getting the sense that I'm in the throes of the end of life, to which I'm sad about. Now, what he said matches up with what I've been going through, and I'll get to that in a minute. So another person you may have seen posted on my channel, Lisa had posted, I've been feeling lacking in my life, or excuse me, I have been feeling lacking in my faith due to unforgiveness for the narc. I have felt a separation for the past few years. The separation is drastic, and it makes me feel alone. To which I responded, a while back I made a video about about not forgiving narcissist. Okay, I'm just going to speak from the top of my head right now. So, I made a video a while back because a lot of people were saying, I can't forgive the narcissist. It's just like, okay, because I went through this too. Now, it's unique because I used to forgive everyone for everything. So one of the realizations I had, and I put this in a video much more in depth than this, it was a while back, a few months back, maybe a month back, is you don't have to forgive the narcissist. Here's what I mean. I realize for quite a long time now that we've been lied to about everything. And not only that, but narcissists have twisted everything to serve their desires. Not even their needs, their desires. I mean, they twist the whole money is the root of all evil. It doesn't say that. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. And what does it mean, the love of, in the original language that is written? Is it means to put above God, to put above your happiness, above your health. It means to put it above you, your life, your love, above God, above your friends, your family, etc. Yeah, it's going to turn you into a very evil being, but none of us do that. I know I don't do that. One of the things I've become acutely aware of, it started when I was in my mid-20s to maybe late 20s, was a lot of the teachings that you hear in the church are not biblical. In fact, they go against what it was actually written in the Bible. And a lot of these teachings were not actually taught in the original language, meaning not necessarily that they have to teach in the Greek or the Hebrew language, but the definitions didn't come across. Like, wait, why? I mean, everyone knows that Ola means hello, but it's like they're telling us, no, Ola means shut the door. It's like, no, it does not mean that. I can give you literally probably a dozen examples right off the top of my head right now. My point is this. We've been lied to. And every step of the way, every place that we've gone to, every church, every school, every teacher, we have been unbelievably lied to about everything. Like the video I made before this. Narcissists will always tell you, oh, everyone's on the spectrum. So when you say, well, don't you think that's messed up that you're doing this and that you should, get some help or maybe, change? And they'll say, oh, well, everyone's on the spectrum. In other words, he's justifying. It's like saying, oh, well, I do drugs and it's okay because, well, everyone does drugs. Well, no, not everyone. That's not true. Not everyone does drugs. Not everyone anything. So they tried to convince us, well, you're on the spectrum too. Maybe not where I'm at, but you're on there. No, that's not true. In fact, the last video, I put a link to a lady. I don't know if she's a doctor or what she is, but she's a scientist. She has all this research and studies, and they are now coming out with actual brain imaging graphs, MRIs, whatever, and they are now proving like, no, the narcissist's brain is different, and it is not true. Not everyone is on the spectrum. In fact, my definition is, yeah, narcissists are on the spectrum, not everyone. So once again, it's another lie. Well, what's my purpose in sharing this? So let's go back to what Lisa said. Let me find that real quick. Okay, here it is. She says, I've been feeling lacking in my faith due to unforgiveness for the narc. Good. You're finally starting to think for yourself and find your own beliefs and your opinions and thoughts on things. You're finding yourself. You stopped listening to what the group says. Do you realize that group dynamics are narcissistic abuse dynamics? Anytime you have to shame someone to get them to conform, to be the way we are, you're being narcissistic, period. God has always wanted us, all of us, to be our own unique individual fingerprint, snowflake. There's every fingerprint is unique. There's no fingerprint in the world that's exactly like yours. They're saying the same thing about snowflakes. They have unique prints, or call them fingerprints. So she goes on further to say that I have felt the separation for the past few years. The separation is drastic, and it makes me feel alone. And that is okay. So here's what's really going on. I call this the Great Wall of China. You are in isolation because your nervous system, your brain, your heart, your emotions, and your body are reevaluating every single memory that you have all the way back to when you were born. Because you realized that you've been lied to, that narcissistic people have lied to you your whole life. For example, what was every empath taught? We were taught to forgive anyone and everyone regardless of what they did to us, even if they stabbed us with a knife. And I did. The next time I saw the guy, I gave him a hug. Who does that benefit? Narcissist. We can abuse you to death. Literally, we can drug you, we can put poison in we can do anything to you, and we have brainwashed you into just coming back this nice, kind, loving, supportive, forgiving person who's gonna clean our house and cook for us and do things for us and make us rich. All the while, narcissists punish and abuse you. And you were taught, close your eyes, don't wake up. Don't see reality. Don't think for yourself. Do as you're told. Just fit in. And you had it because you were sick and tired of getting abused severely, because the average person wasn't getting abused like you were. And you started opening your eyes and you said, I want out of this pain. So you saw what you saw. You heard what you heard. And you felt what you felt. And you stopped denying that. And you started to see things the way you saw them, which meant you started to reevaluate your beliefs and the things you were told to believe in, what you were told to see, what you were not told that was good or bad. So you got mad, and you got mad at God, and you said, this isn't fair. And you're right. See, here's the thing. You're right, and you know you're right. It's not fair. It never was. And you're pissed off because of that. You're pissed off because you played by the rules and they didn't. You were nice, you were kind, you were forgiving, and they weren't. None of them. And without realizing it, you're actually coming into alignment with God. And you're like, but Mike, I lost faith, or I fell out of faith, or my faith is weak, and I yelled at God, I cussed at God more than once, Mike. Because you were lied to your entire life about who God actually was and what God actually is. You were taught that God is the ultimate punisher. God is looking for a reason and waiting for you to make any mistake. Step on a crack, break your teacher's back. Ah, I caught you. You made a mistake. Now I'm going to burn you in holy hell for all eternity. Do you know why? Because God is satanic. But wait, there's more. Now we're going to make up more rules. And when you break these new rules that we make up out of the thin, clear blue air, we're going to tell you that you sinned again and again and again. And we're not going to remind you the price has been paid by Jesus Christ on the cross. No, don't speak of that. Keep telling them, oh, you're a sinner. Oh, you did what? For shame, shame, shame. Pointing the finger. It never stops. And the rules, they never stop. Did you know in the United States they used to make laws and pass laws one time a year? One time. Then it became once a month. Then it became once a week. Now it's every single day, year-round, around the clock, where they make more rules, more laws, more codes, more city codes. It never stops because we want you to make sure that you know that you're a sinner. All right, what's my point? God is not satanic. God's pure love. You were taught all these lies, and then they stamped God's name of approval upon the lies that they taught you. That's what happened. And all these lies conflicted. One thing says you can, another says you can't do the same thing it says you can, and you're caught. Well, this is the ultimate gaslighting. Set up a bunch of rules that conflict with each other, and therefore you don't know what to do. So you're like a Robotron. Go to work, pay bills, buy a house, do as you're told, live in fear, live in fear. So, what did you do? You snapped out of it. You isolated yourself. Just like she says here, I have felt the separation for the past few years. The separation is drastic and it makes me feel alone. Yes, it is drastic because you stepped out of the box. For a long time, you realized something doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. If God's a loving God, why is he burning children in hell for all eternity? Why is he punishing his own children, the sons of God, whatever you want to call it, the children of God? God teaches forgiveness. He tells us to be forgiving beings, and yet God's waiting for us to make any little tiny error, mistake, even if it was on accident or a misunderstanding, and he's going to send us to hell. And you kept hearing how God's this loving God. It doesn't make any sense. And in the back of your mind, because it's not told you very much, but Jesus paid the price. Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice, and yet we're a sinner, and you're going to hell. It's like, it all conflicts. No. Get back in your... No. Shame. For shame. Sin. You're a sinner. You're going to hell. You are the one that has the faith. Honestly, I want to cry. Because you are the good one. You're the one that has the faith, the strength of tremendous faith to do exactly what you said. You separated, you isolated, you put up the Great Wall of China because do you know how much faith it takes? Every single person around you've gone to church with, friends, family, and you're saying, no, this isn't right. Something's not right here. That takes tremendous faith. And God knows it, and God sees it, and God is really, really proud of you. Do you know how much faith it takes to do this, to walk this path, to make a decision that no, something's not right here, that alone, and then literally physically to be alone, to not interact with these people who are just blindly walking over the cliff like lemmings? Being alone is not easy. What's the word? Going over your life. Everything you were taught in church, in the Bible, from your mom, from your dad, from your teacher, from this, that. You're reevaluating. You're reevaluating everything. You are the lamb that Jesus had to leave the flock for, because you're the one he was always looking for. You're the one who separated yourself from the group, and that was the test. That was the whole goal. And let me read something I just Googled. It just popped up. The shepherd leaves the 99 others. By the way, Jesus is the shepherd. The shepherd leaves the 99 other sheep and searches high and low for the lost sheep. You're not lost. Jesus stresses that when the shepherd finds the lost sheep, now listen, when the shepherd, Jesus, finds the lost sheep, he rejoices over it more than the 99 who did not, N-O-T, did not go astray. You were supposed to go astray. That's the point. This is how God will rejoice when you return to him. So remember when it talks about separating the wheat from the tare, and they didn't do it right away, even though they could recognize, it's like recognizing the weeds mixed in with the good plants that we like, right? Well, why didn't he just pull them up from their roots? Because it would be attached to the good stuff, to the wheat, and it would rip the wheat out too. So you had to wait until it was fully grown, until it separated on its own, and then you could pull it apart once it was time to pick of the fruit or pick of the harvest. God's been waiting for you to finally separate from the group. So for those of you who've separated, you feel separated, and you're in this isolation, and that I call the Great Wall of China, you walked away, and now Jesus can see you. Up there you are. See, if you're just intermixed with all the other 99 sheep, it's like, well, he doesn't know who's who. So you walked out. Oh, there you are. Then he plucks you right up. My purpose for saying this is a very, very good thing. You are always supposed to separate yourself and or be separated at one point in time, which means you have literally arrived. You just don't realize it yet. I mean, lacking in faith? No, that was tremendous faith to do that. It's those who didn't separate. It's those who didn't walk away. It's those who just just going along with the sheep with the herd. Those are the ones who don't understand what the pastor's saying, even though he said it 100 times. Those are the ones who don't understand the Bible, even though they gloss their eyes over the words. You have been chosen. So this is part 2 of this video. I explained it about 2 videos ago in a very long video. I'm going to try to shorten this down because it's very important. So a lot of us like take me on the one hand, I have really moved forward in life. I'm a lot happy. You can hear it in my voice. I just feel good about life. And yet, for about, I don't know if it was 3 weeks or how long it was, but there was just this sense of, I think Zippy said it best. Let's see if I still have that. It's like I'm just getting the sense that I'm in the throes of the end of life, to which I'm sad about. And that just resonated with where I was at in the moment. So here's one of the things, a good way of explaining this or describing this. You have already shifted, but you feel really bad about it because you don't quite yet really get it and what actually happened. You took a stand. You, even if it wasn't verbal, you took a step and you walked out. The old life is over. You made a decision. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm done. You can't lie to yourself anymore. You can't live overlooking every freaking lie that you see, you're just like, I can't do that no more. I'm not doing it. Oh, remember, you gotta forgive and forget. And this time you said, no, I don't have to forgive, and I definitely don't have to forget. Guess who made that one up? Yep, your local narcissist. Why? Because if he can get you to forgive and forget, I can come back in to your life, use you, abuse you, and throw you away like trash one more time. If you haven't figured it out yet, the world is being run by narcissists, and that system is collapsing. But they made up all the rules that we've lived by for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And it all benefits them, and it all punishes us, and it all gets us hurt. Essentially what you were taught was you are not allowed to protect yourself. You are not allowed to fight when someone's attacking you. You are not allowed to defend yourself. And I'm telling you right now, that is bullshit, and that is the lie, and you know it. Once again, who does that benefit? It benefits the demonic narcissist. It allows them to come back in and to continue to abuse you and hurt you deeply. So in a video I made in the recent past, I'm going to guess a month or more ago, it was saying you don't have to forgive the narcissist. Now here's what I mean. What I mean when I say that is you are hurt, you're damaged, you are emotionally wounded. So to sit there and be this sick, cocky, arrogant bastard and say, oh, even though you've got a knife in your chest and it's probably going through your heart, your first job is to forgive the person that hurt you. Hell no. Your first job is emergency healing. Screw forgiveness right now. Put that way far aside. And the whole forget part? No. You remember for the rest of your life. That's their biggest fear. They want you to forget so they can come back in and weasel their way in. Oh, just, you know what? You know, narcissists will literally tell, well, just forget. They'll even physically, literally, to your face, verbally tell you, oh, well, just forget that. And every time you say, yeah, but, you know, you hurt me. Oh, just forget that. That's in the past. My ex-girlfriend, her older sister was crying and crying and crying. I'm like, what's going on? I knocked on the door to pick her up to take her out, and her sister opens and crying, and then she walks out, kind of weasels behind her, and she's like, she lied. And she had an accent. She lies. I'm like, she what? She lies. And she's just bawling her eyes out and trying to explain to me. I'm like, what's going on here? Well, clearly she had just done something to hurt her. And I'm like, what's going on with her? What does she mean that you lied? She goes, oh, don't listen to her. Just act like you didn't hear that. Just act like you didn't hear that? What? And that's what they do. And I know a lot of you may not have remembered this, but you've had narcissists do this to you a lot. They don't want you to know when they're abusing you while they're abusing you. Act like this isn't happening. This isn't real. It's the Wizard of Oz. So your number one job is to heal yourself first. The narcissist, hey, they can go deal with themselves. They can go to therapy and heal. Oh wait, that's right. They don't want to go to therapy. See, to sit there and ask someone to forgive someone who's deeply and mortally wounded them spiritually and emotionally while they're going through pain is just a very sick, cruel, unimaginable thing to do. And anyone who does that to you, I'm telling you right now, they are a narcissist. The person in your life, the people in your life should get your back. They should be on your side. They should absolutely know, F the narcissist, we need to heal you now. This is important. Screw that forgiveness bullshit. Because the truth is, this is only if you're willing to be honest. So the truth is, you can't physically or emotionally heal from narcissist abuse or anyone who's attacked you and damaged you in a severe way until you heal emotionally and spiritually. That is the truth. So don't worry about forgiveness for now, because here's how it works and how it happens. Once you truly, and I mean truly, and this isn't going to happen overnight, once you truly heal yourself emotionally and spiritually, and you are fully, completely whole and complete, the forgiveness just happens. And remember, you don't have to forget. That whole forgive and forget thing is a narcissist tactic. Just let them go. The whole purpose of forgiving has nothing to do with them. It has to do with you just letting go of this hurt, this pain, and this emotion. So once you heal it, that will naturally occur. So this feeling that a lot of people have been feeling like it's like life is over. Like, yeah, I'm physically alive, but I'm not happy. I don't have that excitement, that passion, that inspiration. I'm just here, I'm just eating food, waiting for the last day of my life. And it's a very daunting, gloomy, dark feeling. It's you notice it's a feeling of absolute emptiness. But you know what? It's the same thing when you're mourning someone who is close to you that passed away. And this is that feeling that you've been feeling. You've let go of the past. You've finally let go of that old way of being, of forgiving everyone. They stab you in the leg and you hug them the next time you see them. You're like, no. And here's another thing. You let go of that belief that there's good in everyone. That most people, not most, but that people have good intentions when they first meet you. No, they don't. There's a lot of people that look for people like you to purposely destroy you and damage you because you think that. Do you know what it really is? You let go of believing. And here's what I mean. Well, you have all these beliefs. Well, people are just kind-hearted and they're good-natured when it really comes, deep down inside. No, not all people are that way. You're letting go of believing and you're stepping into knowing. You don't want to believe there's a God. You want to know there's a God. So there's 3 levels. Maybe it's 2. So there's people at the level of faith that believe there's a God. But then there's people at the level of knowing that they took the step and now they know. From actual experiences. Now here's what's going on. This is just a metaphor if you want to take it, or a way of understanding this better. We have shifted from the age of Pisces around 2002 to 2012. And we've been going through this tunnel of going into the age of Aquarius. So it says the end of times, meaning from Pisces into Aquarius. We have gone through this funnel. Now, what's the difference? The age of Pisces is literally blind faith, blind believing. We don't know, but we believe because this is what everyone tells us. Once was lost, now am found. And you believe it because, well, the larger group believes it, so I'm just going to go with it. I don't know. I'm not opening my eyes. I'm not actually digging deep into the Bible, as Pastor Rex would say. He goes, Michael, some people still supping on their mama's teat. They're not digging into the meat of the Bible. So they just go along and get along and go along, even if it's a big lie. And you stepped away from that because you're sick and tired of it. You want to know what is the truth. You want to know God. You want to experience God. You want to feel God. You want to have spiritual, actual, physical experiences where you're like, yep, that's God. So you went from believing and then you stepped into knowing. And that's literally like a death. It's comfortable just being with people, even if they punish you and shame you every day and beat you down and keep you from your dreams. They destroy your lives, but there's a comfort in being with people and just not thinking for yourself and just, okay, well, if this is what the group says, it must be true, even though you don't actually know. It's like saying 1 + 1 is, well, we don't really care about the answer. Just go along with it. So you let go of that, and now you stepped into this new way of, hey, I want to know. And it's challenging and it's scary because the majority of people are like, what are you doing? That's weird. They do. Oh, that's weird. Well, why do you have to know? Like, haven't you ever had someone say, why do you have to know? Here's all I'm trying to say. It feels like an actual death, like your best friend died, but it's even worse than that. It's almost like you died, like the whole way you've lived your life, you have finally let it go, and it's literally like mourning an actual death, your death. And now 3 days later, you have risen into wanting to know for yourself, not just because someone told you to believe. You have stepped into your power. You're taking charge of your life. It's difficult at first, it's scary at first, but trust me, it gets a lot better. The loneliness, the emptiness begins to go away, and it is filled or replaced by curiosity, fascination, interest, passion, inspiration, and everything that you've always wanted in the first place. Hey, God bless you guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, make a comment, and there's a PayPal link right down there if you want to make a donation. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.